Hey guys, welcome to another Knot of the Week with ITS Tactical. Today we're going to be making a paracord bracelet out of about 10 feet of paracord here and one of these little Fastex buckles. One thing I'd like to note right off the bat is that we're going to be using the Solomon bar knot, otherwise known as a cobra knot, which you can kind of see that pattern here. You may remember us demonstrating the Solomon bar before. We demonstrated it as kind of a decorative knot as a key fob type thing, but today we're going to be actually making a full bracelet out of it using a Fastex buckle. Now typically a Fastex buckle is a good thing because it allows you to use a full length of paracord rather than two separate sections. A lot of paracord bracelets you might have seen out there have a like a loop on one end, and then one end's either like a monkey's fist knot or a lanyard knot or some type of a ball knot to where it fits into that loop and secures the bracelet. But this is a little different because, like I said, it utilizes the whole length of paracord, which is nice because when you unravel it, you still got one full length of paracord. So anyway, what I have on the bracelet that's on my wrist is a little bit different than this buckle. If you notice, this buckle is very flat versus some of the other buckles. Let's see, National Molding makes the other kind of buckle I'm thinking about that is kind of curved. I'm not quite sure if ITW Nexus makes a curved buckle or not, but I know for sure that National Molding makes one. They're called Wiener something or Weiner. Anyway, I'll list it in the article, but I know it's a funny name. I can't remember it offhand, but anyhow, they're made for like pet leashes and things like that, so they're curved rather than flat. And this buckle's a little bit bigger than the one that's on my bracelet here, but it's just kind of all we had laying around here, so it'll have to do for the demonstration today. Now, the first step you want to do in making this is to separate the male and the female end. And we're going to first be working with the female end here. What you want to do is find the midpoint of your paracord here. And once you have this midpoint and you got it doubled over, you're going to take this loop and insert it into the buckle here and make a girth hitch. Pull that through. There's your girth hitch. Now we're going to take the working ends here, just like so, and take the male side of the buckle and first start by inserting these into the lower portion of the buckle. I'll turn this around here in just a second so you can see this. So that is where they get inserted, that way, into the bottom there. And what you're going to do from this point is pull through and kind of give yourself an approximation, a best guess type thing at this point, kind of what your wrist size might be. Pull it tight, or actually not tight, kind of loose, and then you're going to take those working ends again and you're going to wrap each side of them one more time. So that working end is going to come to this side. There's a wrap there. And the working end is going to come to this side. And they're going to come to the outside and make a wrap there. So you'll have something that looks like that. And on the back side, you can see the working ends come off to each side. So now what you're going to do is really measure this up on your wrist. Let me take my bracelet off here. So buckle your bracelet. And of course, hopefully you have a smaller one than this when you're working with this. And you're just going to pull on the working ends here, just like this, to tighten it up. You want a little bit of slack in this, but just remember that as you wrap the Solomon bar knot or the cobra knot, whatever you want to call it, it's going to tighten it up a little bit because there's going to be obviously a wrapping around it. But you don't want to make it too loose, but not too tight either. So that's about right. You're going to unbuckle the buckle, and this is the part where it pays to pay attention. So you have your two working ends coming off to the side here, and if you remember from our Solomon bar demonstration, it's just going to be a reversal of the pattern each time. So we're going to cross, let's see, actually it should be this way. Get this straight. Yeah, cross from your right first over here. Then you're going to come over, underneath the back, or around the back, sorry, and back through that right there. Thread that through and I'll show you that. So that is the start right there. So now since we went right over left, we're going to go left over right. Same thing, over, back around, and through. Tighten that up. And you should, I think, let me turn this around so I can see it, start to see the pattern developing here. Alright, so now we're going to come right over left again, over, and then back around and through, creating the next part of our pattern here. And there you go. You can see that pattern starting to develop now. I'll do one more here on video, and then what we're going to do is I'm going to stop it so that I can finish tying this and come back with you guys when I get to the end, and I'll show you how to finish this off. So again, remember, you should be tightening this up pretty tight the whole way you're doing this, and it's just from the right side to the left side. You're alternating back and forth. So we'll stop the video and I'll be right back to show you how to finish this off. Okay, we're back, and I've taken this Solomon bar all the way down to the girth hitch here, and what we've got is a little more space, so I'm going to do one more wrap here. And in this final wrap, I'm going to make sure everything's really tight. Scoot that buckle over. Now for this last step here, what you're going to do is take your two working ends and come back through the buckle again, just like so. Just like this. Pull tight. And that finishes off the knot. And what we have on the back here is our working ends pulled through. And what we're going to do is just tie a simple overhand knot. Now at this point we can cut off the ends of our overhand knot so that this part just kind of tucks back into itself in the buckle here. And we can just burn the ends. Now, if you want to have easy access to this so you can pull it off in a hurry if you need to, I'd suggest just leaving the overhand knot just like this, because it'll make it very easy to undo this and then eventually work the Solomon bar back out of this configuration and back into paracord. So you can see we're left over with about, I don't know, maybe, geez, almost a foot. So, actually 2 feet if you take both ends. So anyway, you roughly need around 8 feet, depending on your wrist size. Again, my wrists aren't huge, so you know, obviously your mileage may vary. But instead of cutting this, I'm just going to leave this hanging here for a minute and show you how this fits and how it looks when you don't have the proper buckle. So you can see the buckle's fairly large. I mean, it still works. It's nothing that is too detracting from the bracelet, I guess. But at any rate, that is how to make a Solomon bar bracelet, or a cobra knot bracelet, however you'd like to call it, out of paracord. So be sure to let us know if you have any questions on making one of these, and I'll be sure to post up the link to where you can get those national molding buckles that are a little bit better than, or smaller than these. And I'll also look at the ITW Nexus site to see if I can see something like that as well. So there you have it, paracord bracelet. Thanks for watching.